What is up, y'all? Welcome back. It is Sephora sale time yet again. It's the most wonderful time of the year, right? I mean, not really. You know, we all have to put in the guardrails on the Sephora sale of being like, yeah, 20% off. If you were already going to buy it, that's awesome. If you kind of had your eye on it and you're waiting for it, like, it's a good time to take advantage of the sale. Not everybody gets the 20% off. I think afterwards there might be like a one-time 20% off coupon for everybody. These are my recommendations for all of it. It's not so much that it's like, yes, go on a buying spree right now. I just think that a lot of times it can be overwhelming. Like, you open up Sephora and you're just like, oh, I feel like I need to take advantage of this, but I can't even remember what I like anymore because it's all so overwhelming, like the idea of a sale. And so hopefully this will help to, I don't know, focus your energy a little bit. And I think it also sometimes helps to remind ourselves that like Sephora carries a lot of stuff that isn't makeup. Like, that is also cool. You know, there's home stuff and things like that, like fragrance and blah. So anyway, I'm all back over here. I'm not gonna pretend I'm not going to take advantage of the sale. I'm not gonna pretend that I don't think this is fun. I think this is fun. So let's go ahead and jump in. So the dates are: Rouge starts on October 27th, you get 20% off. VIB starts October 31st and gets 15% off, and Insiders start on October 31st and get 10% off. And then everything from the Sephora collection is 30% off, and that's how they've been doing it lately. I did try and put a full face of my recommendations on today, so if I'm wearing any of them, I will mention it. But I love my makeup today. We're gonna try and go in some kind of order here, even though they're all in a bag. My hair trio here that I'm just gonna mention all at once. We have the Living Proof Perfect Hair Day Advanced Clean Dry Shampoo. This is a savior for me because my hair is so thin and it gets really, it's not even greasy. It just gets like any kind of conditioner or anything and any product in it, whatever. I sleep on it, I live. And my hair just gets, meh, you know? And this is an amazing dry shampoo. It's my favorite one. I love it very, very much. Highly recommend getting it on sale. These are my two Oribe main styling products. This one's for when I want my hair to be big, and this one's for when I want my hair to be small. So this is the Oribe Dry Texturizing Spray. These are both really expensive. It's a really good idea to get a discount on them if you can. And this is, again, for like building really kind of like believable volume and like bulk in the hair that doesn't weigh it down. And then this is the Superfine Hairspray, which, when I've done something like this, it helps to smooth everything out. For context, I lost a lot of hair earlier this year, and now it's all growing back, and so it's all about yay long. It's like radiating like little rebellious spaghetti noodles out of my hair right now, and so anything I can use to kind of strap those babies down in the humidity is helpful. And this has been an amazing finishing product, and it does a really good job of combing out after the fact. You know, you can restyle your hair afterwards. So don't want to spend too much time there. I just love these. I talk about them all the time. I talk about them in every empties video. Another thing that really, really helps, and honestly, like, if you're a cute slick back bun kind of girly, you get yourself some of this stuff. This is the Crown Affair Finishing Gel, and it's really unique in the sense that when you put it in, just smooth your hair down and whatnot. If maybe you're not a hair washing person every day kind of thing, like, you can still comb this out and restyle it again, even though it has really great hold to it. It's like a soft, effective hold. It never does any of the weird white flaking. It doesn't behave like a gel, you know? It's actually kind of milky looking. Boop. Like that. I just love this stuff, and I use the tiniest amount every single time. This will last me forever. It smells great. Yeah, just kind of like soapy, shampoo-y. It's nice. The Oribe stuff smells really good too. It's like all things that I wouldn't mind smelling like. You know, there's a lot of stuff out there like IGK and I don't know, a couple other ones where I'm like, you don't get to decide how I smell today, okay? A lot of perfumes. I don't need to like go ahead and like stack that on top of a really, really strong hair fragrance. And on that note, let's talk about fragrance, because I don't know if I have ever had this many recommendations for the Sephora sale for fragrance before, but I feel like the fragrance world has really upped its game, and Sephora has really upped its fragrance game. I didn't bring everything in here with me because I didn't want to break them all, but my big favorites are Commodity Gold. Commodity Gold is like one of the best vanilla smells out there. It's just one of my favorites. The component, the bottle is really gorgeous. They're not wildly expensive. They're not like Byredo expensive, and you get a fair amount of product. And they do have really great discovery sets. They also do space sizes, and so it sounds weird, but like you can buy their perfumes in different levels, which I think is really cool. It's like, do you want to be like Tom, where your fragrance enters the room before you, which was not my experience when I met them. I just want to say, but that is how they say that they want to wear fragrance, versus my grandmother, who was just like, fragrance should be discovered, not announced. And then you'd want to wear the smallest one, and I'm somewhere in the middle. So either way, I love Commodity Gold, recommend it. Next, we're going to talk about Fleur. Wow. Wow, I don't know what it was, I just knew. When they came out with Father Figure, I was like, those notes. I read the notes and I was like, that's gonna be my new favorite perfume. And look at the dent that I have put in it. I don't think I've had this for 3 months. Like, what? I love it so much. So yeah, Father Figure, it's like figgy and a little bit smoky, a little bit, I don't even know. Y'all, I'm bad at like describing these things, but there's something so unisex about this without leaning on the obvious. It's not going super sweet and it's not going super woody. This is my signature scent. It happened quickly. Me and Nicolette, that's how we find each other. We're just like, close my eyes, smell for father figure. Also on Fleur, y'all, they just sent me, I'm so excited that they sent these to me. They sent me all 3. I don't know what I just did with the other one, but I have all 3 of these, the body sprays. You gotta believe me. These are the new Fleur hair and body fragrance mists. I have here Mango Mood, Amber Haze is, I mean, kicking around somewhere, and Vanilla Skin. I knew I was gonna like it. You know, body spray, it often has a connotation of just being a little too simple, a little too juvenile. And when I smelled this right out of the container, I have to apologize to my friend Claire on Instagram. I told you that this was just purely sweet. She was like, does it have any like woodiness to it? And I was like, not really. It does. It does. It's like not creamy gourmand really. It's like, well, I mean, it is, it's vanilla, but like, it does have an amazing sophistication to it that does go like more like luxurious woody on the skin. Yeah. It smells really luxurious for what it is. Like, I'm kind of mind blown at just the sophistication and the complexity of a body spray in this respect. Oh girl, it's so good. And I mean, it's in plastic, you can throw it in your bag, you know what I mean? Like, there's something really nice about it, and it does come in a travel size, although Claire did tell me that it was already sold out, so maybe they'll restock before the sale. But this is the full size, and they're not wildly expensive. I think that the travel size is 20 bucks, so can't recommend this enough. The mango one is also really complex and gorgeous and smells really, it's like clean mango. It doesn't smell like, I don't know, it doesn't smell like Bath & Body Works. It's like a much fresher, crisper kind of like citrus smell, even though mango's not a citrus. Is it? I don't think so. But it's gorgeous. I'm going to wear all of them. And then Amber Haze is the most, I feel like, kind of like sultry, but they're all very versatile. I think that they're fantastic. I think that they did something really awesome here. And again, it's like a much easier like entry price point. And then my last little deep cut here as far as fragrance is concerned, this was kind of previous to Father Figure. I would have called this my signature scent, and it is the combination of these two things. So this is Turkish Rose from Nest, which, I mean, you hardly need any of it. It's actually an oil. And so like I can apply the crap out of this and it uses like nothing. I don't understand. I haven't like worked my way through it at all. Like this one's already down to here. I bought these at the same time. So like, why is this one like halfway used up and this one isn't? That's hilarious. But anyway, this is the 7 Virtues Vanilla Woods, and this is Turkish Rose from Nest, and together they make the most harmonious, gorgeous, feminine, sweet, gorgeous smell. And it lasts a really long time, and I love these. So these have become really clutch for me. Although now I really feel like Vanilla Skin, like being in plastic, girl, you're coming with me, okay? There she is. I don't know where she was hiding, just kind of over by my knee, I guess, but there's Amber Haze. Hey girl. I want to talk quickly just about one device because they took my light stim off of Sephora. This was always my recommendation, but like, you can get this anywhere. You can get this on Sephora, you can get this on Derm Store. Derm Store is always having some kind of sale, but the light stim is incredible. I love it. I use it all the time for just like toasting acne. This right here is my new baby. This is the Glow Pro. It's one of those little roller thingies that like you do this. Ooh, and it lights up, and it has very gentle little micro needles, and you can have your opinion on whether or not you should be micro needling your own skin. Guess what? It's my neck. No, I went ahead and got this because someone told me that like micro needling was really helping with their like, you know, crepey skin on their neck, and oh, it's hereditary in my family. It's like the first sign of aging in my family is like your neck starts to sag, and I'm just like, ah! Not really, not really. I'm very gentle with it and I follow directions, and I do hope that you would too. But yeah, I've like used this like 4 times and I already noticed a difference. Like I noticed that after a couple of days, my skin actually like sloughed off a little bit in the shower. I was like washing and I was like, oh, okay, exfoliation. And then also I had these like things that were like, they were like these clogged pores that had been here for so long. Like you can see, I have like a little, I don't know, little wound right there. They had been there for so long, just from stress, I think. And no matter how much I exfoliated them, no matter what, I could not get them to go away, and I can't get to them really in a super precise way. And so they were just living there and they were driving me freaking crazy. Like twice using this, I noticed like my skin just all kind of sloughed a little bit, not in like a peely way, but just like it just sort of sloughed off in the shower. And then I was able to get all of those just with my extractor tool. I was like, well, fantastic. That's great. So it's doing something, you know, it's stimulating collagen, it's stimulating your skin's kind of natural turnover process. And I already am noticing it kind of like tightening up my neck. You know what I mean? Like right here was like sagging. I was noticing it, and it's already starting to kind of tighten that up, and I just love it. It takes 2 seconds, y'all. 2 seconds to do this. It's fantastic. Even for people with no attention span, this thing is great. And that's the only device I have for you today. Oh, that's not true actually. Ooh, I should go, I'll put it on the screen because it's stupid for me to show it to you. But the Dr. Dennis Gross lip mask, y'all, that thing works, and it works right now. Okay? Like you use it one time and your lips are plumper that day. I don't know what it is, but it has made me so that I'm devoted to it. Like I notice a difference in my lips when I use it, and it takes 3 minutes. It's awesome. I love that thing. I mean, I like the Dennis Gross mask, the full mask. It's hard to necessarily measure the results on those things unless you're taking before and after pictures, but the lip one, I notice immediately, and it just kind of blows my mind. I'm like, this thing it's fun, it's thrilling because there's a before and after. I like it a lot. A little bit of skincare that's been helping me with my perioral dermatitis and also just, you know, general irritation and whatnot. So the Cicapair Tiger Grass Color Correcting Treatment, Dr. Jart just sent me a huge package. I haven't opened it. It just came today. I'm sure that it's like their holiday sets. Dr. Jart does the most awesome holiday sets, and I am not a holiday set girl, okay? I don't like minis, and I don't like a bunch of stuff I'm not gonna use, but Dr. Jart, it's all one brand, and it's the products that you're going to use, they all go together for a very like similar set of skin needs. So it's like you have all contained in a box, like, hey, yeah, those are the things that I would have needed for my dry skin or for my irritated skin or for my whatever. That's how I got hooked on this stuff. All their Cicapair stuff, I mean, Cica is short for Centella Asiatica. It's all meant to be super soothing for any kind of irritated skin. Can't we all use that, right? So the only thing about this is it goes from a green color corrector to kind of beige, which this particular product then doesn't become very friendly for every single skin tone. I mean, you can rub it in, it's basically a sunscreen. So it's like any other kind of sunscreen where it's like got a mineral cast to it. You keep rubbing and it'll eventually go away. But all of their stuff is fantastic, and this is so awesome because it's like a sunscreen, a color corrector, and it's like got the Cica in it. So it's like really, really good for irritated skin, and it's good for covering the redness. This was amazing. And you use none of it. Get the little one. I got the big one because they sent it to me, but good grief. I mean, the little one will last you forever. And then also Tower 28, you know, I love their SOS spray. I have refills on refills on refills of it, and this one's almost done too. So this is just really good, again, for like soothing like eczema prone skin or any kind of irritation that you're having. I use it like day and night, and sometimes in between. All right, let's cut to the chase. Let's talk about makeup. I want to talk quickly about Givenchy just in general. So the Prism Libre powder and the Prism Libre powder blushes have blown my mind. I just am super, super impressed by them. If y'all haven't seen them in action in my videos recently, they're so smoothing. They're so perfect in terms of like coverage and the way that they go on and like being illuminating without being shimmery. They're not dusty. They're not chalky looking, and they apply actually really easily for what I would have assumed would be kind of a fussy thing to interact with. The powder is like the most blurring thing I've ever used, and it adds like the right amount of product to the skin. Like it doesn't add too much coverage, but it's like, oh, okay, like all my pores just disappeared. Fantastic, but it's not overly mattifying. I really would put it like right in between an Hourglass powder and the Kosas powder, which is a high compliment, y'all. I can use it under my eyes. Like that's what I have under my eyes right now, and it's great. It's just great. It's the most like user-friendly, idiot-proof formula. I love it. And then these have completely replaced something like this in my mind, like in my short-term flash drive memory. All the little Dior Rosy Glow blushes, they're fine, they're great, but these are better. They're just better, and the colors are really awesome, and I just think that the results that you get on your skin are so much more flattering and blurring and like age-friendly. I love these. I think that they're just a much more sophisticated product that they don't get enough attention, so I'm doing my part. Both of these, I mean, this was one that I bought at the last Sephora sale, and I haven't been able to stop using it. I mean, we're still talking about it, right? And that's the Prism Libre Concealer from Givenchy. I wear N95. I adore this. It is so like dry skin friendly, and it's super long wearing, and I love it. You get a bunch for your money. And then, you know, in the same component here is the Prism Libre Skin Caring Highlighter. This is a highlighter that doesn't have any super recognizable shimmer particles in it, so it acts almost like a color corrector on the skin, the way that it just kind of refracts light. So what I use this for, aside from just being a highlighter, is I put it in between my foundation and my concealer, underneath my eyes, on top of my nose and everything, and it just adds this like luminosity that refracts the light without looking like, you know, a blinding highlight situation. I am wearing Dragé also from Chanel. just underneath my eyes a little bit because I love it. But this is just such a cool trick for people who just want to obscure, you know what I mean? You don't want to necessarily have more coverage, but it just kind of obscures the under eyes a little bit. This is amazing, and they also have it in a beautiful bronze color. And I've recently fallen in love with the foundation. So yeah, this is not new. I feel like all the other skin-caring stuff just kind of jumped off from this, and I have it also in N95, and it is so surprising how thin this is. I thought that this was gonna be like a foundation, you know what I mean? When you put it on, it's actually like really low coverage for being as viscous as it is. It's almost like a skin tint. It's like a very sophisticated skin tint. It has some luminosity to it, but not, again, any kind of visible like particles of shimmer or anything. It's very, I feel like, dry, mature skin friendly. It's just kind of like a little deep cut that I don't feel like anyone talks about because it has, I think, been around for quite a while. Like the reviews on Sephora are, you know, dated a while ago. So I think that it's like much older than the concealer, but I love it. It's so surprising because a lot of times these luxury fashion houses love to put out these high coverage, matte, natural finish, whatever kind of foundations. And this just isn't that. This is really right in line with like the, you know, the Shiseido Revitaliscent Skin Glow or the Prada or something like that. That's what this reminds me of, and I highly recommend it. I've been using the crap out of it. I love it. I'm not going to get through this video without talking about this effusively, excitedly. I can't emphasize enough how much I think that the Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Serum Skin Tint, it's a revelation, because what she did was she took her typical complexion formula, right, that she started out with when she was just doing kind of makeup artist oriented stuff before she was in Sephora. She had this hyper concentrated formula called the Vision Cover Cream, and you could mix it with anything, but it always had this amazing grip to it. And I mean, tons of coverage, obviously, because it was a concentrate, but it also always had this beautiful kind of serum finish. It was never like super, super mattified. And she has then extrapolated kind of to the original Yummy Skin foundation, and then it had, you know, the primer that you could mix with it, all the way to this, which I feel like this is the masterpiece for me. It was just as soon as I got it out of the bottle, I was like, yeah, Danessa, like you're taking your genius eye for texture and you've put it in a formula that like is exactly what I want for my skin. So selfishly, it's the one that works for me. Like, do I highly recommend this? The balm powder? This is just really good for combo oily skin. It's so utterly beautiful, and it comes in both like a translucent and it comes in skin tones, which I think is really cool. So yeah, Danessa just has an eye for like nuance in terms of texture. This is super long wearing for being a quote unquote skin tint. It has a little more coverage than some skin tints that, you know, we typically think of. And there's just enough to it, enough kind of body to it, I feel like, that when it covers on my skin, if I'm having like a bad skin day or something, it's not going to leave a funny like gray haze behind it where you can see exactly what's going on underneath my skin just in a different color. Like, I don't want that, you know. By the way, this is shade 2, phenomenal shade match, but this is like love at first application. It's just the right amount of dewy. It's really high performing. It tolerates all kinds of different faces of makeup. It builds on itself, and it's not wildly expensive. I love it. Let's go ahead and round out the concealer trifecta because duh. So we have the Tower 28 concealer, which is new, and then we have the Kosas concealer, which is not new. I always like to have my little claim to fame where Kosas tapped me as one of the creators who got to like introduce this, like who got to reveal the revealer concealer, and I never looked back, okay? I just think that it's great. It comes in a lot of shades. They do skew a little bit yellow, so I would lean a little bit cooler than you typically would picking out a color in this. And the other thing that I hear from people, which I have not necessarily experienced, but I never want to gaslight people, is that it goes off quickly because it doesn't have quite as many super strong preservatives in it possibly. But the Kosas Revealer Concealer is one of the most kind of like crowd pleaser formulas that I have ever come across. It's creamy, it's not wildly dewy, but it's also not matte. It has caffeine in it, so it's going to lift the under eyes. It's great for covering dark circles without, again, kind of having that grayness that peeks through. It's just a winner, okay? Like, it's one of the ones where it's like, if a stranger was like, what concealer do I need? Go. I'd be like, probably Kosas. Like, there's a really high likelihood that it would work for you, you know? And then the other one is the new Tower 28. Oh my God. I will say, they're not dissimilar from one another, but the Tower 28 has a lot more of this kind of like luminosity lit from within kind of thing to it, and the finish is a little bit more natural, whereas I feel like the creaminess of the Kosas one makes it a little bit just this much more like satin on the skin. But you can see the Tower 28 is a little bit more hydrating, and the beauty of the Tower 28, and I'm not gonna say this isn't the case with the Kosas, but the best thing that I have noticed about the Tower 28 Swipe Concealer is that when you apply it and you spread it out real thin, it dries down on its own and you don't have to powder it. And for some of us who just don't want to add powder underneath our eyes, this is $22. Like, done. Problem solved. Plus, Tower 28 stuff is all so sensitive skin friendly. Like, that's one of the main things that they really concentrate on is like eczema prone skin and stuff like that. So it's like I feel safer if my skin is really irritated or whatever, and I'm like, I want every step of my routine to just be kind to me, you know what I mean? I don't want to take any risks. If something's just like going totally crazy on my skin, then I know I can count on Tower 28's formulas for that. Now, I don't want to not talk about this because it's like a duh. I just love this so much. Clearly, it kind of tried to hard pan on me right when I got it because my brushes were dirty, and I've clearly just like scratched the top off of it. It's not elegant looking right now, but this is the Kosas Cloud Set. I wear Airy. This is my favorite powder. Like, I love the Givenchy, but it's newer to me. This one is OG. We have emptied one of these this year. Like, this is just the one, okay? It's the most effective powder for like building a little bit of coverage and really smoothing your skin out without over mattifying. And it's just super cooperative, and I lean on it all the time. I love it so much. I cannot say enough about this powder. I put this in here because I need to update y'all. What's gonna happen is in the next video that I put up, it's going to be called like emergency reviews, and it is going to be final thoughts on all the stuff that we haven't had a chance to do final thoughts on yet. I already have a list of 20 products that I'm gonna give y'all final thoughts on, but leave your requests below just so that I can make sure that I don't miss any of them, because they're all Sephora, I should say. Like, we'll do other ones, but like, let's focus on Sephora for now. Yeah, like this will be in there, the new Fenty. Spoiler, I like it a lot. And it's actually the same amount of product as a lot of other stuff. It just doesn't look like it. Another complexion product that I think is worth getting 20% off on is the Glossier Stretch Concealer. You know, Glossier hasn't blown my mind lately, but this is still the best. This is the best product that they make, and I use the Glossier Stretch Concealer constantly. Again, just for years and years and years, it's lived in my flash drive memory of just like the ultimate like no makeup concealer. Is this the last complexion product? I think that this is the last one. CL. This is Nikki DeRose's newest project, and this is the Tint and Protect SPF 50 Tinted Serum. Out of all the things that I have talked about complexion-wise today, this is going to be the lightest coverage by far, and it is a super beautiful, super effective SPF. It is a hydrated, perfected finish on the skin without being the Ilia Super Serum Skin Tint. It is nowhere near as dewy as that. It does have a sophisticated dry down. There you can see the difference. It's over here. It's just overall kind of skin improving. All of CL's stuff is SPF based with actually like a pretty effective amount in there. It shouldn't be your only sunscreen, but it's way better than nothing. And it really like dries down and behaves like a sophisticated makeup formula while being something that's just so effortless to put on and effortless to wear. All right, I have a bronzer and a contour, and that's just because these are the ones that I've been wearing lately as it's been getting colder and I'm getting paler and I want to compensate, okay? The Gucci one. Unfortunately, someone told me that they ordered this and they sent them the holiday packaging. Oh, nar. Like, if you don't like it, then that's bad news. So hopefully you can discern between them at Sephora and like not buy the holiday packaging. I'm not even sure if the holiday packaging is at Sephora, but either way, I mean, obviously I've given this a lot of love. I wear shade 1. This is the Eclat Soleil Poudre de Beauté. It's the prettiest, rosiest, most gorgeous bronzer color for fair skin, and it does come in quite a lot of shades. Good news, bad news, they only did the holiday packaging in like 2 shades, so some of y'all dodged a bullet. But anyway, yeah, it's just the $65. Get 20% off, that would be great, you know? Absolutely. I love this stuff, and I have a feeling it's just going to be like the thing I run back to for winter. And then I bought this at a Sephora sale probably like 2 years ago. I like obviously don't use the highlight at all, but this is like my contour of life, like my powder contour of life lately. So this is the Film Star Bronze and Glow from Charlotte Tilbury. I bought the mini. I think that the mini still only comes in the fairest shade, which she should be scolded for, like come on. But I mean, you don't need the full size because she doesn't really love to make things that are super ambitiously like gray or cool tone. So this is a really good contour for me where it's just kind of foolproof. I can wear a cream contour that can actually give me that like gray depth if I want it. But this is like a finishing contour, and I can put it into my hairline and kind of fill in the sparseness. That's why I like it so much. So, and it's a beautiful formula. Her powder formulas are beautiful. I will bore you all to tears. You can skip ahead, but we have an Hourglass palette here. This is the holiday palette, and they have several of them, but this is the one that I like the most. This is the leopard, and it's just kind of the medium one. It has a great mix of cool and warm. I will say what I always say, and I will say it kind of abridged. I don't understand why Hourglass palettes work as well as they do, but they work really well. And I am in a powder mood right now. I don't know why winter, like fall winter weather kind of puts me in a powder mood, but these are just so flattering. Like, you see someone like face to face and they'll just be like, what do you have on your cheeks? Yeah, I'm also going to pull this one out of the dust for a second. I mean, we talked about it a little bit, but like I had my obsession with it and then I had to move on. This is the Pillow Talk Matte Beauty Blush Wand from Charlotte Tilbury. They finally have the Pillow Talk shade on Sephora, and this is the shade for fair skinned folks that I would absolutely recommend. But also what I like about this is that if you do go for like the peach color and stuff like that, I feel like they do have a variety of saturation values, so this can be worn, this product, depending on the shade you choose, can be worn on a lot of different skin depths, which is great. This is not the one that I would recommend for deep skin tones. I think it is a little too dusty for that, but like for fair-skinned people, this is just flawless. And I had a lot of doubts about whether this like little sponge tip was gonna be the kind of thing that I would actually want to apply it with, but you can. This is a genius formula. I do not always just effusively talk highly of Charlotte Tilbury's formulas. Like, I think a lot of them are good, but maybe not worth the amount of hype that they get kind of thing. But these are immaculate. They're just really, really good, okay? Like, you're not gonna regret that. Okay, let's talk. I have 2 eyeshadow palettes. Like, who? What? Eyeshadow palettes? Yeah, one of them is not gonna surprise anyone. Look, I put the plate back on the front. This is the Danessa Meyer's Groundwork palette, and yeah, this little plate, I knocked it around too much and it popped off, so I super glued it back on because I'm classy. Either way, I can't stop using this. Clearly, it's been, you know, shown some love. So what I started with today, actually, I'll go ahead and just give you my tour of like what's gonna be in the bag anyway. I started with the brown and the orange blossom trio. We just did that video recently on my channel of all of my bedroomized brown shades, and bedroomized brown is essentially like the perfect sparkly brown for each person, every skin tone, every undertone, or whatever. Either way, this is my ideal one, and it's from the orange blossom trio from Kaja. I think this guy's like 26 bucks, and this little brown right here is what I just smeared all over my eyeballs. I put some other stuff on there too, but that's what I started with and like blended the edges. And then in order to create some contour, I used a little bit of chiseled over here. I love the putty formulas, I do, but I have to say, like, I think that the powder formulas are like what I'm even more excited about in the Danessa Meyer's palettes. They're just so easy to work with, and I love just this variety of cool versus warm. You really have my heart with that when it comes to color theory. It goes all the way from black to cream, it goes from cool gray all the way through to, you know, warm brown, and I just think that as an essentials palette, because there have been a lot coming out lately, if I was gonna pick one, it'd be this one. I lied, I have 3. 2 more eyeshadow palettes. One, Makeup by Mario Ethereal Eyes. Yeah, now that it's back in stock, if you've been waiting on it, it might be your only chance to get it. And while I don't totally, absolutely 100% love the powder formulas, the matte formulas based on his old powder formula, like I liked the grippier ones better, I still think it's really nice. And I still think it's really fun and easy to use. And I think that these shimmery shades that it comes with, like the ethereal toppers, are just breathtaking. I was in an elevator with Tom and I was like, what is on your eyes? And they're like ethereal eyes. Like, it's just one of those things that in person, it's really, really special. So I do really love it. And there's a great little bedroomized brown in there. That's a good one. So, you know, of all the kind of, you know, mixed up neutrals with shimmers, textured neutrals kinds of palettes, not textured neutrals. And you did it at my birthday party. But as far as like these are concerned, you know, skip Patrick Ta, skip, I don't know, Pat McGrath, whatever, and go with something like this because, well, the Wayne Goss Pearl palette is never coming back apparently. So it's also really good for like bridal looks on fair skin. And finally, like quirky, unpopular opinion, this is the Rose Metals palette from Anastasia. I just love it. Okay, is it travel friendly? Nope. It's all just a bunch of grungy, gross colors. Like, I love it. I love when I need just a what the heck color is that kind of color. I go in here, like we've got grungy greens and we've got these grungy browns, these grungy purples. Like you can't put your finger on any of those, you know? Like by that I mean like you can't name them. They're amazing. They're just awesome. And I will say what I always say, and that is like if this looks confusing to you, break it down. It is actually just 3 quads. It's a purple quad, kind of an orangey brown quad, and like a green quad. So it's very like Aether in that sense, the old Aether quads, but more saturated, more texture, soft, gorgeous, and I love what they've done with the formulas. I did not used to love the ABH formulas, but these new reformulations are so nice. And I have Nouveau, and I've seen the other ones that have been coming out, but Rose Metals is the one. A couple of blushes that I want to mention real quick. The first one, yes, I do think that the Rare Beauty Soft Pinch liquid blushes are worth it. I mean, obviously they're worth it. You get so much product in here, it's almost stupid because like you'll never finish one. So this is my favorite shade that they put out. I wouldn't even be mentioning it, I don't think, if they didn't bring this back into stock, which I think that they did. And that is the shade Virtue. Come on with that soft, satisfying kind of burnt coral. Ridiculous. That color is what my dreams are made of. So yeah, it's really, really, really excellent. So beautiful. And then I would be remiss not to mention the Armani blushes. That's what I'm wearing right now. I'm actually just wearing the beige one, which I'm not sure if they have it on the Sephora website, but that's not the only thing I'm wearing. What else am I wearing? Oh, I'm also wearing the Givenchy Mousseline. That's why it's kind of like, you know, that light purple up here. It's this one. So I'm wearing the beige Armani and that, but this was my like summer mainstay powder blush. It's very like similar vibes to my collection that I put out with Finding Ferdinand. So that's, you know, these two things together have just been winners. And this formula is great. It's just really, really good. Like, is this the most gorgeous packaging situation in the world? No. It's not over the top, but it's nice and it's weighted and the formula is just really, really easy to work with. I like them a lot. They remind me a lot of the Pat McGrath blush formula, but a little more pigmented. And some eyeshadow singles here. Like I went to Ulta with Tom earlier this week and I was very prepared, locked and loaded to buy the Urban Decay Moondust quads or just buy one of them. And I looked at it and I was like, I don't need that. Like Space Cowboy was in it and what I want them to do is make one that's like grungy colors. I want new colors and I want them to be all based on lithium, you know? So I have here the, you know, 2 main favorites, that's Space Cowboy and Lithium in the Moondust eyeshadows from Urban Decay. I do recommend these. These are just such a gorgeous like wet look kind of formula and they're totally different personalities, right? Because you have Space Cowboy, which is going to give you this like peachy beige that is almost undetectable on a lot of skin tones, and then it's just that beautiful kind of like wet look glitter on top, and then Lithium is just the grungiest, most gorgeous thing you've ever seen in your life. It's one of those things where like, again, in person, someone will be like, what is that? So yeah, I would recommend doing the singles over the quads. I don't know. The quads, I just don't like the ones that they chose to put in there. One of them was really like bright colors and the other one is just kind of really flat and boring. I'm like, give me the grunge. Crunk, can you feel the power, crunk? And I'm mentioning this because I always mention this, but also because I bought another one very recently because I like them that much. So these are the Hourglass Scattered Light eyeshadows. I had Ray already. Go ahead and swatch her. I have short nails now, so I can like mash this back into the pan and actually use it. Cool, cool, cool. Silver linings. Here we have Ray. Ugh. It's like right up there. It's like somebody took Space Cowboy and made it way more like saturated. It's just so beautiful. It's delicious. And then we have the one that I'm wearing on my eyes today, which is Blaze. And it's kind of like a pink copper. So I was wearing the Kaja Trio and then I put on the Danessa Myricks as like, you know, out here. And then I actually used the Armani blush to just sort of bring it out and blend it out or whatever. And then I put this on over kind of right here. Blaze. They're just ridiculous. These are some of the best, like I get positive tingles every time I interact with them. Do you know what I mean? Like I've had some of them for years and I still just get a really, really like good feeling when I get to use them. They always make me feel beautiful and confident and it's exciting. That's like glitter I get excited about. Now, I think all we have left are, well, we have my brow products. I wanted to go ahead and just throw those in there because I have been dogging on a bunch of brow products lately. I'm like, these aren't good. I don't use these anymore. I am still, and I might always be, that is gross. That's not supposed to be that color. This was clear when it started. Either way, the combo of the Air Brow from Kosas, this is what I use all the time. I have medium brown here, but soft brown is also great, and it is the only thing, I don't have a pencil or anything in my eyebrows right now. I just use this, and then I use this, and I love them so much, and they don't break my eyebrows out. Yay! Okay, now we're gonna talk about lip products, and I have said this once, I'll say it again. We are in an era of great lip products. Like, companies are just out here. They're like trying to top each other, and we are the beneficiaries? We're the beneficiaries of it. Benefactors? We get to enjoy the spoils of their labor. First, we're going to talk about the most obvious one. This is the YSL Candy Glaze. I am on the train. I'm on the Kool-Aid. I am the ambassador of Candy Glaze, self-appointed president of the fan club. I have here, I think that this one is something nude. I forget what it is, but it's shade 15, and that's what I'm wearing right now. And then this one is 14, which is Scenic Brown. And then I have two of, well, I have a clear one, and then I have one that's empty that I actually drilled through to find out if there was any more in it. No, these are just so lovely, and I got one of these. I got Scenic Brown for Tom for their birthday, among other things. And they're like, I will never forgive you for this. This is so good, and it's kind of an expensive habit. So yeah, I loved YSL stuff before, but these have absolutely stolen my heart. If there's anything you pick up from YSL, it should be a candy glaze. Actually, I do have another lipstick here from YSL. I bought this one. Actually, I bought those all, I bought one of those, and I bought one of the clear ones. They sent me a clear one, and then I used it up, and then I bought one. So either way, this is the YSL Rouge Pure Couture lipstick, and I just love this. Very actually similar, I think, in shade to some of my other faves lately. Let's go ahead and swatch these all together. Yeah, you'll see that like my shade choices really come down to being kind of an unnameable color that's somewhere between pink and mauve and beige. And so this is the one that I'm wearing today, which is whatever, Nude of Persuasion. I can't remember what it's called, but it's 15 in the Candy Glaze. And then this right here is, like I said, the Rouge Pure lipstick, and this is in N1. And then this is a Givenchy lipstick that I'll share with you in just a moment, but you can see like this is my vibe right now. It's just like that in-between kind of pinky nude. And this one from YSL is so beautiful. I'll just go ahead and put it on. See, it's just a little bit, it's a little bit peachier. It's probably what I should have chosen to begin with, honestly, for what because I had the other one on, but like this is just, it's just excellent, and it's such a beautiful formula. Gorgeous, 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 and I love this component. Before I forget, let's talk about this Givenchy one. So this is the Le Rouge Sheer Velvet. This is the shade 10, but it's in this like unbelievably beautiful, easy to wear kind of matte formula, soft matte formula, because it is sheer, you can see. Like that's me really going in. And if you like the formula of like Hindash's like Rest in Roses, that's very much what this is, but it's just a much kind of cooler shade. So easy to wear with like almost no makeup. I could probably use it as a blush too. It would be a killer blush. And it comes in the most gorgeous little fuzzy component. Get real with your fuzzy component. Givenchy, that is so cute. Givenchy is really the star of the show. There's always like one brand that is like stealing my heart when I'm making these videos, you know, 2 times a year, and right now it's Givenchy. But Hourglass isn't far behind, okay? I talked about this in my last one too. This formula, the Phantom Balmy Glosses, Glossy Bombs. I can never remember, but you'll figure it out. And this is the shade Slip, but like you're not gonna find like a again, that's just kind of like an in-betweeny, pinky. It's got a little bit of purple to it. It's a little bit more vivid, you know, it's not quite as like nude muted. All of these shades, especially the Hourglass ones, are just kind of like, can't put my finger on it. Wow, that's flattering on a human kind of colors, you know? Do you want a flattering human coral color, or a flattering human rosy pink color, or a flattering human kind of beigey nude color? Like they do those. That's what all of these are. And it does have a little bit of plumping to it, but not a burny, tingly kind of thing. And it doesn't have a fragrance either. And the component is lovely. And I love these so much. They're kind of the thing, again, that lives in my flash drive memory on my brain of like, what am I gonna use when I need a colored lip, but I don't want it to be too much. These, they're just kicking around everywhere in my life. And it's actually a really nourishing formula. Tried this for the first time this year. This is the Armani Lip Power in 102. I did try one of their matte ones pretty recently, and I liked it. I liked the color a lot, but I have to say I like the creamy version of the formula better. This is a very beautiful, like sheer lipstick color with this amazing kind of like dewy finish to it. It's very nourishing. It's very easy to wear. It looks great with like a nude lip liner. And I love the component. There's something just so kind of like classic about it. Like hunky chunky in the hands. And again, Armani's another one where a lot of stuff that they've done this year has really impressed me. And finally, I just have my mascara in here. In case anyone was wondering, I've been wearing the Hourglass Unlocked mascara a lot. I am a devotee to a tubing mascara formula, and if you're gonna get one at Sephora, I highly recommend this one. Plenty of them claim to be tubing, plenty of them claim to have some kind of hot take on it, and a lot of them don't work in that respect, and I know this one intimately. This is my 4th tube of it, I think, and I just like it so much. Wish they would come out with a brown, but I don't mind. It's fine. It is fluttery, gorgeous, easy to use, it lasts a long time, and it actually effectively tubes. Quickly, I want to go through room fragrance. I just want to touch on one thing, and that is, like, yes, I love my Volume Spa candles and things like that, which, by the way, I know I'm not pronouncing that right, but I cannot make myself pronounce it right. But the Margiela home fragrances, oh my gosh. I like the Margiela replica, you know, perfumes, but of the few that I have of like actual personal fragrance perfumes, I still feel like they make better room fragrances, more environment fragrances. Like By the Fireplace and Lazy Sunday Morning are like my 2 favorites from them, but I feel like those 2 fragrances don't translate as well onto my skin as they do as like diffusers and candles. Like the By the Fireplace candle is ridiculous. Like no one would be upset to get that as a gift during the holidays, okay? And Lazy Sunday Morning, I have the diffuser, and it's just like freaking bliss. It's like getting blasted with relaxation. As soon as you walk in the room, you're like, oh, hell yeah. That's my personal opinion, but I feel like those scents lend themselves better to like room and like life fragrance, and I would highly recommend them, picking them up during the sale. Absolutely. They'll do a lot of times like really good like gift sets and stuff of like full sizes, but it's like they'll be packaged beautifully. So I know I'm probably forgetting some stuff, and if there are things that are like older that you're like, why didn't you talk about it? I will put my playlist up here of my past Sephora recommendations videos, because there are things that we have covered in the past that are definitely still relevant, especially if you just want to keep watching something. Anyway, I'll do that, and I will link everything below. And my next video, again, is going to be like an emergency reviews video of all the things that y'all need final thoughts on, yes or no. A lot of them no, before the sale. And like I said, I have a list of all the things that I want to talk about, but I will inevitably forget something. So leave your request down below that you want me to make sure that I tell you up or down on. You know, if you're like, I've been waiting for your word on this about what, you know, get it out of my cart, or, you know, take it to checkout, I've got you. Just please leave it in a comment down below. Thank you all for watching. I hope that you have a lovely Sephora sale. We will see each other very soon. If you did enjoy this, please do give it a thumbs up. If you are new here, hi, hello. Hi, thank you for being here. You seem very cool, and cool people subscribe, so subscribe if you're cool. It would be very cool if you did. And I love y'all so much, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!